Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. This is the show we talk about sports with comedians. So let's get it started. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of stuff to do. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Up first is my man, Howie Bell. Howie, how you doing, sir?
What's up, good brother? How you doing today, man?
Doing all right, doing all right. And
Yes,
making
sir.
a special appearance today, Howie, is my man, Rodney Perry.
Oh
Rodney,
boy. Oh boy. Ronnie Perry. What up,
What's
yo?
up, Frankie? What's up, Howie? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. How you doing, good brother?
yeah, we
You
doing good.
guys still halfway handsome.
Likewise.
Right. My man Jason Hayes, filmmaker, is in the building. Jay, how you doing, sir?
What up, fellas?
JD,
What's happening, Rod?
how you doing, bro?
Hey,
I'm
what
good,
up,
man.
dude?
So we got a
You
lot to
growing your
cover.
hair to get some braids.
Rodney always got that's why I was like, I got to get Rodney, and I ain't talked to him in a minute. So we got a lot to cover today, man, and let's jump into it first. Howie, man, I want to talk to you about this first, man. Obviously, we saw the NBA playoffs last night, jumped off, man, and Haliburton did it again. He had game-winning shot and everything else.
I honestly, I can't lie, Frank. Look, good first and last name is Frank Holder. I can't lie. You called it, man. You've been calling it for weeks. Actually, you've called it from the beginning of the playoff run, and I got to give you props to that. You know what I'm saying? And I got OKC winning it, but man, that game. Let me tell you something, bro. Indiana Pacers are so unpredictable right now. You do not know how they're going to do it, but what they do know is they're going to play from buzzer to buzzer. And I promise you, if OKC don't get it together, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the most phenomenal games. I watched it from beginning to end. Phenomenal games I've ever seen in my life, man. I just Haliburton. I've been like, what is he doing right now? Is he possessed? I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's doing better than Kobe right now in clutch. He's doing better than anybody. I'm serious. And not saying he's better than Kobe, but he's doing better than a lot of clutch players, including Reggie Miller and all those guys hitting these clutch shots. I got to give it up to him, bro. Hey, man, listen, bro.
Yeah.
Hey.
Rodney Perry, the floor is yours, man. Talk to me about your initial reaction, because I got questions I want to ask all of you all about this, man. Give me your initial reaction.
mean, it's a pleasure to watch. You know, I mean, in a time where people are kind of longing for some familiar faces, Haliburton is that guy. And how about this? For you, Frank, he light-skinned. It's a big deal for the light-skinned brothers. It really kind of made me nervous, man. I don't know about you, Howie Bell, but it made me nervous to see light-skinned brothers really doing so good in the light. Man, I'm nervous, man.
Well, the light-skinned guy's been doing good since Golden State. I got you.
Yeah.
LeBron took it back from them. Now it's Haliburton.
Yeah. So, Jay, here's the thing, Jay. You know, the reason why it astonished me is for two reasons. One, Haliburton said his peers said he was overrated, and two, and probably maybe this should have been 1A. Either way, how you want to look at it, this has never been done by any NBA player where he had a game-winning shot in each series during the same single playoff run. You know, you got Milwaukee, Cleveland, New York, and now Oklahoma City. Tyrese Haliburton has done that. No one else has really done that. What's your take on this, Jay?
I mean, he's still fugazi to me, bro. I still don't believe in him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
Why not?
I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on this. Siakam is their best player.
Mm-hmm.
And every game plan every team has, they're going in trying to stop Siakam first.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why he's getting these shots off is because they're keen to make sure Siakam doesn't beat him. So he's free to go one-on-one and do whatever it is because they ain't scheming to take it out of his hands because they don't believe in him either. Right? So what's going to happen? You're going to see OKC make adjustments. They can put some bodies on him the same way the Knicks took him out the game. You know, when they decided to take him out the game. And it'll probably end up 4-1 when it's all said and done.
Okay.
The Knicks didn't take him out of nothing. Didn't he beat the Knicks?
Not him.
Okay,
Jay, they're gonna win the next 4 straight.
That's what Jay's saying.
The next 4 straight.
Yeah, Jay's saying they're gonna win the next 4 straight. Now, here's the thing that Milwaukee made the same mistake of. New York ultimately made this mistake of. Who else? Cleveland made this mistake of. the matchup situations they're making this mistake of. And Jason touched on it a little bit here with the Tyrese Haliburton. Tyrese Haliburton is the wing. You know what I mean? He's playing on the wing, and they have an issue with him. But by having a situation on playing, sticking up with him, Howie on the wing, that does free up Haliburton. But it also frees up some of these other guys who come up off the bench too for Indiana. And you know what I mean? And if they can't match up small, did you notice that, Howie? At the beginning of the game, OKC made a matchup adjustment already out the gate.
I'll say this. They had at least 8 players to score in double digits.
Mm-hmm.
At least 8 to score in double digits. That is called coaching. And that is called balance. And I'm not lying. I got OKC as the winner in this, but that scared the hell out of me last night because it made me realize that Indiana is better than I thought they were.
Yeah. And I've been saying this at the beginning of the playoffs. Nobody's paying
attention.
Coaching though. Nobody's paying attention to the Pacers. Nobody's paying. Rodney Perry. Here's a situation I want to throw in your lap too. You know, like I gave each one of these guys different questions. Here's a different question for you, Rodney Perry.
Go ahead.
When you're overlooking somebody, right? You know how you get ready to get in a playoff when you're overlooking somebody because you think you have already won because everybody's telling you won. Like the odds makers, they did the same thing with Cleveland. If they've been the underdog in each and every series, you know what I mean? Do you think that's going to happen also with OKC? The same situation because OKC is the heavy favorite. Heavy.
Well, what you can't do is overlook your opponent that's right in front of you. I did the same thing. My wife has a little guy friend, and I overlooked the guy, and he really was a performer, ace performer, man. And who knew? And but you really got to look at your opponent right in front of you and deal with them. And how about this? This playoff has been more physical than the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever adapts immediately to the physicality of the playoff series wins. We saw every level of these series, and the physicality. The refs are letting them play through all kind of stuff. So I think Pacers have proven that they ready to be physical.
You know. I like that take, Rodney Perry. He said physicality. Jay, he said physicality. He counted it out right there. He said it's physical. I see the same thing. The refs are making them play. How does OKC adjust? Because OKC's got to adjust. How they adjust, Jay?
I don't think they got to do a whole lot of adjustment, man. I mean, they what they got to do is, just don't let this dude be out here dancing, doing the stuff they let him do the first time, right? I mean, to me, they're more talented. To me, they're deeper. And let's not forget, Minnesota beat OKC by 42 points this playoffs, right? Yeah. So OKC, they're prone to a letdown, but when they lock in, forget about it. Oh, to me, Indiana is not on the talent level with OKC.
Okay, but Jason, Indiana wasn't on the talent level of Cleveland. Indiana wasn't on the talent level of Milwaukee. They wasn't on the talent level of the Knicks. To be fair, man for man, the Knicks had an overall better team than Indiana, and they still won.
And that's why Tibbs got fired.
Okay.
That's why Tibbs no longer the head coach.
Tibbs got fired because the Knicks are stupid.
That's number one. That's one reason.
That's why Tibbs got fired.
So what's your excuse when you say with Cleveland? What would you say against Milwaukee?
Injuries.
Jay, what I'm trying to say is they facing the same thing. They're doing the same thing with every team. They coming into the battle like David versus Goliath, and they're winning. That's all I'm saying.
They catching breaks is what I'm telling you. In the first series against Cleveland, Cleveland Mobley set out a game. The point guard Garland was hurt. With the hamstring.
They got God on their side.
He was hurt. That's what I'm saying. So then Donovan Mitchell got hurt. In the last 2 games. And Donovan Mitchell was all they had. So then, so it was injuries, in the first one. And then against the Knicks, it was a stupid coach who gift wrapped it for him. So they've caught breaks in ways, and people talking about Tibbs and fired. The hell he shouldn't have. Get him out of here, bro. Tibbs had the 2 best players in the series, and he lost the series because he couldn't coach.
Okay,
wow.
I definitely don't agree with this take, but that's why we have these debates. You know what I mean? Like I like it like that. Let's keep this conversation moving on, Howie. I said this too at the beginning of this week. I want to see if you all heard me say this too, because you did. I said it on Box Seats. If you all can at least give me my props again, because Rodney Perry says I have Pelican briefs. I said this the title of Pelican brief, but I did say the Knicks need scoring, and Mo was really no, they don't. what is the number one topic they talk about today, Howie, on Get Up? The Knicks need scoring. And
absolutely.
Who else did I say they need to get? Kevin Durant. I said it several times.
But didn't I say that though?
I said it too. I said Kevin Durant, they need scoring. Kevin Durant's on that. So now the hot topic is on New York radio all over. Kevin Durant to the Knicks, and it could happen in the next 2 weeks. What's your take on this, Howie?
Hey, I'll tell you like this, man. I tell you this. He loves New York, obviously. Played for Brooklyn. And I'll tell you this, him going to the Knicks only makes sense. But to see him going somewhere else to get a ring quicker, maybe not. I think that the Knicks got something. If they get Durant, it may take them over the top on the Eastern Conference, side of things. And I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it depends on who they got to give up. Though. It really depends on who
it does. It does. And it's a gamble, And I don't think Boston's going to lay down at all. Boston's going to come back. You know what I'm saying? Detroit's going to be there. There are going to be other teams going to be there. So I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Rodney Perry. Kevin Durant to the Knicks is the hot topic and everything else. Do you see in your crystal ball, is that formula that could work? Kevin Durant going to the Knicks, is that something that you think that you know what, that makes sense?
I mean, we talk about basketball. Anytime you add an ace shooter to the fold, it could be great. But I mean, he proved to us in New York that there ain't no guarantee just getting him. You know what I mean? And so it ain't a guarantee having a guy like Kevin Durant, and especially in a delicate scenario like the Knicks. I mean, you got some great guard play. You got some great guys on the wing with Cat. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that Durant is absolutely the answer, and that's without a coach. We don't have a coach yet.
Right.
I mean, if we see Mark Jackson go, anything can happen. But we're not gonna see that.
Yeah,
Rodney Perry, you said we. You a New York fan?
I'm not a New York fan, no.
Okay.
I don't care. I really don't care what
I noticed that.
We'll get to that in a second. Mark Howard is in the conversation. Mark, how you doing, sir? How's everything?
I'm good, and I was thrown. I'm glad you cut it up because I did hear Rodney speaking French, talking about we.
Yeah. I mean, Mark, come on, man. Yeah, like we don't like we.
Hey, we still talking about the Haliburton. We'll talk some light skin talk.
Why would we want to be a Knicks?
Yeah, why would we?
I guarantee I'm not a Knicks fan.
No, we're gonna get to that in a second, though. Jay, talk to me a bit about your thoughts on Kevin Durant to the Knicks, because you was adamantly against it, if I can remember correctly.
No, I mean, I'm not ever going to be against a Kevin Durant coming anywhere. I mean, because that's automatic 25. Just ring that up. You know what I'm saying? But
you might have to pause that next time, though.
But for me, what I saw the Knicks' weaknesses was wing defending. They needed somebody who was a good wing defender to, with some length to be out there guarding, Siakam.
Right.
Or somebody like Siakam.
Right.
I think Bridges is a good enough scorer, but Tibbs playing him 78 minutes a game. So he's so focused on defense, he ain't got nothing left for offense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to see a wing come in there to take that burden off of him, to let him be able to score. But I mean, I ain't never against
Kevin Durant. Then who? If not Durant, then who?
Listen. I'm never gonna be against Kevin Durant ever.
He don't have an answer, Rodney.
Mark, were you on the conversation we called when we was on this week when we were talking about Kevin Durant to the Knicks, and I said that makes sense, and everybody was like, "Nah, I'm tripping."
No.
I mean, he's a great player.
Mark,
talk to me. Tell me what you think, man. Kevin Durant to the Knicks makes sense to
you? I got love for my hometown, love for my hometown players. Like Kevin Durant's probably one of the greatest of all time to come out of the DC area. But I don't believe in him like that. He went and chased it to Golden State, so he lost me on that. And be honest with you, as Knicks fans, I wouldn't want him because he chose the Nets over you the first time.
Well,
that's like choosing the Clippers, the Lakers. Say they were Kawhi Leonard and all that.
The Nets have been to 2 NBA Finals, since the Knicks.
Yeah, there's that, and also
how that work out.
There's that, but also
they went.
The reports are this. I don't know if you all heard it today on Get Up. I don't know if you all watched it today on Get Up, but the reports are that Kevin Durant really was going to go to the Knicks, and Kyrie Irving changed his mind at the very last minute. And
You let
also,
Kyrie
the report also came out today. Also, I don't know if you all heard this, Howie. Before I throw it to the next question, Kevin Durant was about to be traded to the Knicks last during the season, in the mid-season, but they couldn't agree on terms. So there's that. So he was about to be on the Knicks 6 months ago. 4 or 5. Literally about 6 months in January. So
he didn't want to take that mid-season trade.
Yeah, right.
But I ain't scared of Kevin Durant. The fact of the matter is that when he was leaving Oklahoma City, when my Wizards had John Wall and Bradley Beal, he would have made a perfect wing on the 3, and he's scared to come home. So I don't care where he goes.
He ain't want to go to no losing situation.
Nobody
Let's call it what it is.
Lose the damn series.
I'm about to be
perennial losers.
Mark, I'm about to beat you because you're talking out of turn, number one. And number two, you saying some crazy stuff, bro. Like right there. We trying to hear that right now, bro.
Perennial losers, bro.
Yeah, we love you
talking
though.
about.
Right? So
I need to vent.
Here's
they
the next
couldn't win
thing.
with Michael Jordan.
Who will coach?
Literally.
Don't ever mention him playing with my team ever. Go ahead.
Who will coach?
I'm sorry, bro.
Who will coach the Knicks, Howie? Because right now, there's a report out there right now saying that the Knicks are interested in trying to get Jason Kidd from Dallas. They're also interested in trying to get Mike Brown and Luke Walton. That's what they talk about right now. And we haven't heard nothing from what we thought about earlier this week. So to me, all three of those coaches are worse than what they had. But that's
look, at this point, the Knicks might as well get Shaquille O'Neal to be the coach.
Oh,
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I mean, ain't nothing wrong. I mean, because the sky's wide open. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, my high school coach from Martin Luther King High School in Detroit, Michigan, I think he can do it. You know what I'm saying?
You think so, Howard?
I really do. I really believe this
wholeheartedly. While we at it, dog.
It wholeheartedly in my soul. I believe that there's a coach out there that can coach the Knicks better than any candidate that they have right now. I don't want to name drop or do any of those things, but I just want to say that, I mean, the sky's wide open. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Jay, hey, Jay, you can coach the Knicks right now.
Jay probably could. Rodney,
I could.
Right.
Good.
Rodney, do you like the choices? Jason Kidd, Mike Brown, Luke Cornett.
I mean, my number one pick is Mark Jackson. I'd like to see him get back into the fold for the NFL to really, NBA to really embrace him, bring him back in as a head coach. I think it would be great to see him in a Knick uniform as an ex-Knick. He's my number one pick. But other than that, I mean, I boo Luke Walton.
Yeah, Luke Walton.
Boo.
Hey, Rodney, you know what? Luke Walton might be the one who because he can interview very well. He might be the one to get the head coach position. You know what I mean? Because it's about interviews. That's why Sam Cassell never got a great job, head coaching job. He can't interview well, but he can coach well. You know what I mean? That might happen.
Hey, you might not understand what he's saying, but he be the type of do that.
He just has the Baltimore accent. That's all, man.
Oh, that's hilarious. Jay, what's your take on this, bro? Give me your take on you got Luke Walton, you got Mike Brown, and the leading runner candidate, they said this morning, is Jason Kidd. They're going to try to pull him from Dallas, which would be insane to me.
I thought the coach from Houston was in the running too.
No,
I mean,
he made out.
I mean, who wouldn't want J Kidd though? You know what I'm saying? I mean, he took the Nets to 2 NBA finals as a player here in this city, and he took the Dallas Mavericks to the finals last year with Luka.
Mm-hmm.
Who can't guard me?
That ain't no bad person to have.
Right.
But Luka can't guard me, Rodney, right now. I'm giving Luka 33.
I promise you, Luka can guard your ass.
I'm giving Luka 33 right now.
Luka
33.
You ain't giving nobody 33.
33.
You guard yourself
right now.
10.
He couldn't hold me under 15 with a sprained ankle. So
he giving them 30 pieces of candy. Yeah.
And listen, I don't want Luke Walton doing anything beyond mixing Gatorade in New York. You hear me?
Wow.
Absolutely not on him too, bro. J Kidd makes sense. Mike Brown, no. I mean, if you're gonna do that, man, keep Tibbs. Hell, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it sounds to me like who they really wanted, in Malone, it seemed like he ain't really trying to roll with it, so they throw these other names out there.
Yeah,
You
that's
know
what
who
they
y'all
call.
really need, man? Y'all really need Bill Laimbeer.
No.
Is he still coaching?
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
he's
Bill Laimbeer.
Not the NBA.
Yeah, but he's WNBA. I said
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Bill
but yeah,
Laimbeer come
He's coaching. He's
into.
coaching. Yeah.
yeah, coach is coaching. He is
I'm
coaching.
telling y'all, he come
But
to New
Mark,
York. He bring that bad boys flavor to New York. Y'all might win, bro.
Mark, what's your take on this whole thing? But do you think Luke Walton? Do you think Mike Brown, Jason Kidd, or you got somebody you want to throw in the mix?
I like Jason Kidd. It'd be funny. It'd be funny as hell if he left Dallas. Let me say, I don't know why y'all dissing Mike Brown. Mike Brown's a good coach. He just went through a situation there with a star. He don't have a big star player that's going to supersede him and where he'd have to leave. Y'all mentioned Ime Udoka. They'd have to hide all the white women out of the executive office if they get Ime Udoka in there.
He may not to run it though, so he may say not leaving. Yeah.
It's New York, Mark. They'll have some extra white women to keep him happy around here, baby.
It probably would be, but they'll be very upset with it in this day and age.
They sure would.
Rodney, you were okay by saying Mark Jackson to the NFL because he got a better chance to coach an NFL team than an NBA team right now. And
Wow.
I make no slight to Mark Jackson. I met the man. He's a good guy, good people. I like him, but he made a cardinal sin that they blackballed him, and unless somebody's willing to change what from. And really, I don't see Mark Jackson changing his stance as such a highly religious guy. And that's gonna
I mean,
always.
is it a lifetime ban though? Is it a lifetime ban?
It's not even official because nobody said they banned him. So that's worse, Rodney. When you put a ban on somebody, like Pete Rose is about to get in now. Pete Rose about to get in.
Okay? We're approaching 10 years though, so it might be over.
But if you don't, but that's a ban that they said Pete Rose was on. They'll lift that. When
But
they
Pete had
never
to die.
officially said, but they never officially said they are banning Mark Jackson. So that's a lifetime ban for real right there. Because you can't say you're gonna lift the ban. What ban?
Listen,
So
what y'all are failing to realize and what y'all failing to mention is Mark Jackson offended an NBA owner. And he offended him deeply. And the NBA owner picked up the phone and told a lot of people that. So Mark Jackson is never going to be a head coach in the NBA.
Right.
So
unfortunately, so and also, his stance was
yeah,
he was trying to have church, and I'm not here against God, but that just doesn't roll the right way. It's unfortunate.
He put up his church thing against the LGBTQ. He did all of that and said that against. So Mark Jackson's out of it. So he'll but how
speaking of gays, man, hey, gay pride for all y'all.
I'm about to say, hold up, say that again, Frank. LG would say that again.
Hey, look, when they can't say
happy
the
gay
letter,
pride for all y'all, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, Frank, you said LGX.
I don't know.
LMNOP.
TQB.
LGBTQ.
But I'm gonna tell y'all, if the Knicks was to hire Luke Walton, he might surprise y'all, man.
All right, let's get back to the questions. How are you up, man?
What up, man?
Let's switch some of this thing up a little bit. We like to have a little fun, a little bit flavor like right now. So let's do this. Name me the top 5 things that women did to hurt your feelings. Let's start with that. The top 5 things that women did to hurt your feelings.
Well, I don't know where to begin. Shit, I know I wrote this shit down somewhere, but I'll tell you this damn much. The first thing a woman could tell you to hurt your feelings is tell you your breath stink. I don't know if you remember how old you were when that happened, but everybody remember that. And that was probably about 6th or 7th grade.
That's usually what
that was number one.
Middle school, bro.
Middle school. It was middle school, 6th, 7th grade. Your breath stank. And she said it loud as hell.
So everybody here heard it.
Everybody
throughout the hallways of the school.
Man, listen to me. Even the principal heard it. They was like, "Hey, you need to start doing better with your oral hygiene." That was the principal. Yeah, man. That was I got to put that on the list. And these are in no particular order because all of them match up the same way. Excuse my French, but your dick is little. I promise you that. I heard that a million times. I don't care where the dick has been. You can bleep this out. You can been in the mouth, the booty, you little dick nigga. And that's gonna be, I guarantee that. And especially if she says that in front of people. Think that'll hurt your feelings more than anything in the world. And all these, we probably gonna have some crossovers in there. You already know what's coming up. You already know what's next, Roddy Perry. You broke ass nigga. I don't give a damn what you paid for in your entirety in the relationship. When you hear you broke ass nigga, I guarantee that's gonna hurt your feelings. I promise you this. And here's another one too. And your mama ain't shit either.
That's gonna hurt her feelings.
That's
gonna hurt her feelings. Talk about a man's mama.
Oh, this is a good category. Oh.
I can guarantee you that's domestic violence on the way.
It's coming. You better duck.
I promise you that. And the last but not least is Kurt, turn that goddamn video game off. That one will hurt any man, any age group, especially if you snatch it out the wall. You lose the password on that video game, you might kill somebody.
There you go.
I tell you that. And those my 5 things that women will make you, ooh boy, hurt your feelings.
Okay, Rodney. I knew Rodney Perry was going to light this one up, and I knew how he would. So, Rodney, give me your top 5 things that women did to hurt your feelings.
Well, first of all, I'm a man without feelings, but let's try it. Let's try to keep
Wow.
that.
Wow.
Here we go. First of all, I sympathize with the whole thing about the phallic, your penis. I never heard that one. But I am on record that your penis is only big to women that like you.
All of a sudden,
anytime a woman dismiss your emotion, like if you like, hey, you know I love you, and she be like, I thought you was ugly, and that hurt. Like when you spill your guts and she don't return that'll get you killed. Anything that make you want to punch a woman in the stomach. I mean, you don't want to hurt her, but you want her to know that you violent.
You want her to lose a second of oxygen.
At least 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Any disrespect, anything disrespectful, like whether it's your ability to pay the bills, your ability to take care of this home. Like I've been running this house for many years, and we have financial trouble. She's like, oh, I got it. Hold on, bitch. I got it.
Yeah.
But that's neither there. I'm gonna leave it there. Y'all leave y'all some on the map. Meat on the bone.
Okay. Jay, give me yours. I know you got a couple.
Hey, have you ever thought about trying Viagra?
Wow.
That'll be some cold things to say. You know what I mean? My feelings got hurt when I was cheating on this other girl, and I found out was cheating on me with somebody else.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, ain't no loyalty in the cheating streets.
How you gonna cheat on us?
Yeah.
How you cheating on all of us, bro? You know what I'm saying? So this was middle school. Hit my little growth spurt, and this girl, was talking to me, talking about, hey man, you're starting to look good. Woo, woo, woo. And her friend next to her talking about, I like his body, but I don't know about his face.
Wow.
Bruh. I was taken aback because she looked like Bullwinkle herself. Dude, she had a straight moose face, bro. I'm telling you, if you put her in a side by side with a moose, she looked like a moose. And I'm saying, I'm getting this by a moose, bro. I mean, I ain't got no chance in these streets. You know what I'm saying? And then the ultimate insult for me was when this dopey white girl said to me in middle school, "I wish you was white so we could date."
Wow.
And I was like, I mean, aside from being insulted that I wouldn't want all this beautiful melanin that God gave me, I was hurt that she felt like if I was white, I'd date her ass. You know what I'm saying? That told me that I really wasn't that dude.
Yeah,
Wow.
that does that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that does
Well
that.
said, sir.
That's all I got, baby.
All right, okay. Let me see, Mark. Let me see. Do you got 5? Because these dudes are having a hard time putting on 5.
Yeah, they pretty scarred after the first 3. They about to start.
Yeah, hey, look, this is some low self-esteem ass shit right here.
Frank done brought out some stuff, Frank. You know, hey, Frank, you know, the thing is, I say to you, me and Frank can relate being light-skinned. We never was called ugly. So, anyway.
Never?
Yeah, you Mark Howard, you bastards. Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, motherfucker. I'm sorry.
I remember when Mark was handsome back in the day.
I'm still that. But I would say a lot of it goes back to junior high, because when you're at that early teen, you are an asshole and you have no filter on what you got to say.
Yeah.
I would tell you, one day hurt my feelings. The girl I was going, we started going out with, and this other dude was saying, well, he had asked her first. And I'm like, she told me yes. And then the girl said, well, only thing I think of is I'll go out with you for a couple of days and I'll go with him for a couple and see which one I like. The sad part is I almost went with that.
Light skin, oh, he light skin too.
Light skin too.
He had to be.
Yeah.
But, no, honestly, she wasn't even that cute. It was just like I had a girlfriend, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so that's one. Come on, Mark. You got
The other one too is they throw it out to you about the bills if you coming up short, and then they come out. I had an ex ask me, we had to take something. She knew my situation at the time because I was in between during a recession. I was out of work, and she knew I wasn't in position to do anything. I'm like, put me out there like that. So that happened. So I asked her to pay the bills. The other time, there was a time I was saying,
the show's only an hour.
I'm saying I would just say in a particular moment I arrived too soon. Well, honestly, I didn't arrive too soon. I arrived soon enough for me. It was just too soon for her.
Wow.
If you thought about by accident.
And look.
Get you there. I ain't had no problem getting there. But I ain't got nothing about getting there. If I ain't gonna get you there, don't keep you there. I'll tell you what, keep you there. Cisco kept me there. I go all night with him.
I will get you there past all of the stop signs.
And meanwhile, all of us black brothers sitting on the side waiting to catch the bus home.
Wow.
We don't have a date. We catching the bus. We so far down the totem pole, we ain't even
no expectations of it.
And I'll say one more. I said the time I was taking somebody and my car broke down. And she called her mom and said, all I can hear is like, his car ain't working.
Wow.
See?
So yeah, I was, and that got back to me before I even made it home. Grab your car.
Wow. All right, so I got 5. I'm gonna go through my 5 real fast because they're embarrassing. They're real embarrassing for me, and it was really hard. When I was sitting ready to write this down and everything else, I was like, you know what? I don't mind sharing, but they were embarrassing moments. My wife would be the first one to tell you I hate being embarrassed. So All right, here goes here go the list. Number 5 for me. When I first met my wife, honestly, I was dating a couple other people. She busted me. She came up to me. She said, "I ain't ready to date a boy. I want to date a real man." She turned around and walked out on me, and I didn't see her for 6 months after that. I was all the dudes. Like she was like, when you ready to be a real man, you let me know. I don't date boys. So that was number 5. And then when she came back to me 6 months, 7 months later, I haven't let her go, and I had to let all that stuff go back. So that's 5. Number 5 for me.
There you go.
Number 4 for me, I went to the prom. I asked this Spanish chick to go to the prom with me. She couldn't speak any English at all, like none.
Like you.
Yeah, kind of. But I went to pick her up, and she had on a regular dress, and she was so embarrassed. I was like, her dress ain't a prom dress. But we still went to the prom anyway, and everybody laughed at her, and in turn laughed at us. I was like, all right, you know what? But she was fine though. So she was.
You went to the moat though, didn't you?
Yeah. You know what I mean? He might remember
that sounds like a scene from Carrie. How do you say in Spanish? They're all gonna laugh at you.
Yeah, they're gonna laugh at you. They're gonna laugh at you. They did. Like when we walked in, a lot of people laughed at her, but all the boys was like, "Well, what is her name?" Like, wow, she's good. And that's but I couldn't explain to her I was going to a prom. So that's number. Let's see, what number is that? That's number 4.
He said he couldn't explain it. Let's go.
I couldn't explain it. Number 2 for me, when I was online, I was, it's hard to explain, but when I was online, I can say this. The Zeta came up to me when I was online. I couldn't say anything to her. She said, "You too skinny and you too thin and you ain't gonna cross," and she said it in front of the whole room. Zetas and Howie, you know how this go, Howie, because you pledge. You know how we go online and the females come up to you, your sister organization, the Zetas.
Oh man.
I was online, couldn't say nothing to me. She said, "You too skinny and you look weak and you shouldn't even be online." She said it in front of everybody. Wow. I was so embarrassed.
Couldn't say half painting that thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you kill her?
I couldn't say nothing. I stood there. I didn't say nothing. I just took it.
He had to suck it up. You had to suck it up.
Yeah, when you're online, you can't say nothing. So I sucked that up.
Right.
And the number one thing that was most embarrassing thing for me, and I still remember this, was that I was a sophomore in high school. I kept talking to my boy Evan. I was like, "Evan, tell Lori I like her," and I kept giving him notes. "Tell Lori I like her." And he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it. He kept passing her notes. I was like, "Damn, she ain't never reciprocating." 4 months later, I come to school real early, and who do I see kissing in the hallway? Evan had been taking my name out of the love notes and putting his name on it. Next thing you know, Evan was kissing Lori.
Way to go, Evan.
Damn.
That I learned a very valuable lesson. You better kill what you eat, because if you pass it on to somebody else, you're gonna be in trouble. So that was sophomore year in high school. See, I got through that. My wife didn't think I'd get through that. I got through that. All right, so let's get to the next thing. I want to see what you would say, man. Top 5 celebrations that you would do in any sport. Just give me your celebrations, Howie, on how you would do it.
Well, I'd say number 1, if the Knicks got Giannis, they might as well throw a parade.
Wow.
Because that'd be the only damn parade they're gonna get, because Giannis, because they've been rumors about Giannis going there. Ooh wee.
Yeah, all day.
Oh man, the Knicks, they might as well throw a parade down Utica. And
be the first sign the parade float get jacked.
It'll be that. They had the Amish, how many Amish there too? Might as well do it all. And hey, look, that'll be one thing. I say this: if the Cowboys get to the playoffs,
You mean if?
If they get to the playoffs, I think they also wear Stephen A. shirts with him on top of a donkey, and just troll the shit out of him, because I don't think that's gonna happen. But if they do, I think they should troll the shit out of Stephen A. Smith. I promise you that, man. And if not my Lions, baby, I got to talk about the Detroit Lions. If the Lions even get to the Super Bowl, I think that before they even start the game, they should all moon the crowd, just because they've been the Lions pull their pants down and show all their asses, and because to the crowd and the world and the universe, because the Lions ain't been shit ever in the world of ever, and so in the world of ever, and I don't think that anybody will be wrong about that. Trust me when I tell you, the Lions did that I would love it. And I'm gonna tell you this, my last thing, if something happened, if the Detroit Pistons get out there, you know what I'm saying, and win that, get in there to the championship or get back to the NBA Finals, they should all wear Bill Laimbeer and Rick Mahorn t-shirts.
Whew. Howie definitely hit a blunt before he came on the air today. Well, I ain't mad at you, Howie. Detroit Pistons. Hilarious. Rodney Perry, what would you do? Top 5 celebrations for each sport, and what would you do?
Man, I take it back to 1988. My boy Joey Wells went to school with this guy. I would do the Icky Shuffle on the ass back in the day.
Icky Shuffle? Okay.
Icky Shuffle. I would do my Icky Shuffle. And if I was a track star, I would run across the street, then I hit that Hussein Bolt.
Yep.
You know, and of course, Terrell Owens, when he took the football and signed the football away like it was a Sharpie.
Yeah.
That was a great celebration. And if I could, I would take that chalk, LeBron throw it and throw it on somebody.
You would do that?
LeBron be throwing it in the air. I wanted the ball to chalk and throw it like, hey, mother, take that. And also Cam Newton with the Superman dab.
Yeah.
Cam Newton, yeah. That's all I got.
I like the Cam Newton thing. I like that. Jay, give me your top 5 celebrations.
So I'm gonna do this, man. You know, like I'm saying this as if I'm a player in this sport, right? So I'm celebrating an accomplishment, right? So I'm gonna take it from least important sports, to the most important sports for me. For soccer, if I score a goal, if you remember Chappelle's show with the robot dude,
yeah,
I'm doing that all day, baby. Every time I score, the weird robot dude. Number 4 for me, if I'm playing hockey, I'm doing the Kendrick Lamar stroll, from the Super Bowl, for like They Not Like Us.
Yeah.
I think that thing is slapping all the Canadian arenas. I'm certain of it.
Yeah.
Right? Number 3, baseball. Now, I'm Barry Bonds in this scenario. I mean, I got Barry Bonds power. I mean, a lot of home runs. I'm going to sprint around the bases as fast as I can. But at the home stadium, every time I run the bases,
You're the most hated players to ever play.
I would be so loved.
Hated.
Right? It'd be so popular, the crowd would make the sound effect for me in the opposing stadium.
They sure would.
Number 2, I'm gonna practice, in basketball, I'm making threes. I'm doing Steve Urkel. Did I do that? To the crowd every time, baby. And then I'm gonna put the guns back in the holsters and get back there, shoot some more. Right? And number 1, I'm the moneyest wide receiver in the NFL. I'm catching 5 touchdowns a game. But the key celebration is I'm gonna be the Michael Jackson scarecrow from The Wiz. So when I score, I'm gonna do this right here. I'm saying you can't win, right? And so my teammates are choreographing, doing the, the crows and stuff dancing around. Why they play that on the PA? So you can't win. That's the joint.
Hey, look, and you said I was hot.
He was some
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the joint. That's what I would do.
I ain't mad at you. Mark, what would you do? Your top 5 celebrations.
Well, my Cowboys will win a Super Bowl soon.
Not in our lifetime.
I'm just gonna sing Ludacris. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way. And if LeBron to win another chip, I like that chalk I did with Rodney Perry. I'm gonna blow chalk in all the haters' faces. All these ones don't
Nice.
like that, and for them blow it on their face. I have a third one. This is for Howie and all his cohorts there in Detroit. If your Lions could ever beat Washington in football, I'm gonna pass the hell out. Everybody thinks I'm a good player. Everybody thinks Jaden Daniels took the people to the NFC. No, he didn't. And Howie knows this. The Lions can't beat Washington. Am I lying?
They have not beat Washington in a long time.
They are just a total. There is no better team you could ever see the Detroit Lions there. They looked pedestrian against a weaker team.
Okay, but can we get back to the question, Mark? Like, I know you.
All right, just let you know why the celebration is necessary. I didn't get it off my chest there. Actually, I really don't have any more celebrations. I don't have more.
Okay, all right. So
I don't.
Let me pull mine up as I pull me into the center screen. Let me pull up my celebrations. Number 5 for me. You know how LeBron does the push down? I would probably be doing that. I think I'd probably do because I like that. But I also like the soccer flip that dudes be doing. That's my number 4. I love that. I think I would do that too if I was playing soccer. But what
You're too skinny to flip.
No, I'm not. I feel really good. I feel really good. I didn't say roll. I said flip.
I just had to get that.
I said roll. I didn't say roll. I said flip. You know what I mean? I think I would also do the. I think I would also do the bat flip. You know what I mean? Like if I had baseball, I think I would do the bat flip. I think I would have to do the bat flip. I like the bat flip. And let's see. And for NFL, there's something that somebody used to do a long time ago. It was the first person I saw celebrating. I loved it. I don't know if y'all remember this. Y'all remember Billy White Shoes Johnson? How he used to do it with the legs?
I had that one. I thought about that one.
I used to love that when I was a kid. I would bring that back. I'd be like, I can't show you with my legs and my laptop's in my lap, but I would do that. I would absolutely love that. But let's see what I had. But my number one thing is, man, is Tyrese Haliburton got it. Every time I kill you, boy, I'd be like, you would see me run up and down the court doing the choke sign all day. I would do that to every team until I lost a couple times. Then I wouldn't do it no more. That's what I would do.
So I would choke too, but I would actually ejaculate.
Wow.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. God Almighty.
That's TMI, Roddy. That's TMI.
That's not a celebration.
Yeah, actually it is. It is a celebration. It is a celebration.
It's a crescendo.
Yeah, it is. All right, Howie, we had a question up here. We should have asked it earlier, but I'm going to throw it in here now anyway because we're getting ready to wrap this up. We got 10 more minutes, man. Let me see. Give me a top 5 best New York Knicks coaches of all time and see if any of those guys compare to who they possibly will get, and I don't see it, but give me some of those.
Well, it definitely won't be the one that's quick to ejaculate. That's for damn sure.
Wow.
Brought that up.
Rodney Perry, bro. He does it. He gives you. He always give me the quote of the show. He always does.
I think one of the best coaches that they had just got fired. To be honest, you know what I'm saying, and that's my thing. Really. Really. I mean, we can go back to other coaches and these people. I think the one that the best coach that they just had for the organization just got fired. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about his sexual preferences and how he does his ejaculation. I don't know about any of that. Only thing I know is that he's a good coach, and I think that's my take, man. That's just on that period, man. Forget about the ex-coaches. They just fired the best one.
You got any more, or that's it?
That's it. They just fired the best one.
Okay, so he definitely was the best one record-wise in the 21st century, Rodney Perry. Give me a top 5.
Well, Red Holtzman was definitely better. Definitely had more wins, 613 wins to 484 losses. He coached in the 70s, 70 through 73. He's the architect of the Knicks, only 2 NBA titles. Shouts out to Red Holtzman. He definitely won. Pat Riley, who people don't give no credit to. Pat Riley was a Knicks coach, man. He did a great job. I'm gonna leave a couple of them on the table for y'all to get.
Okay, all right. So Jay, he left some out there for us to get. So, because there probably be some crossovers. Give me your top 5. I know you got a top 5 best Knicks head coaches that you
got 5, but it's crossover. I got Red Holtzman as number 5, man, but he really number 1 because he got the only 2 championships they ever had.
Yeah.
Right. So number 4 for me, it would have been number 1, but it's Pat Riley. I mean, not just for what he did for the Knicks, but what he did with the Lakers, what he did with the Heat after that. I mean, he's the greatest dude that ever walked the sideline in terms of championships and wins overall.
That was after the fact, though. And so
well, pre and after, Lakers and Heat. Jeff Van Gundy. Jeff Van Gundy, I mean, he had them boys balling. He took them, to the finals. He was holding on his ankle, so showing that he wouldn't get in the scrum. But I'm gonna give this one, even though he wasn't a coach, I gotta mention him because of how terrible he was. Phil Jackson. I mean, he was never the coach, but he was the president. And they gave this man $60 million to set unprecedented lows in New York City. And I can't pretend that Coach Phil Jackson was not at the Knicks looking like a complete waste of time.
He wasn't the coach.
Mm-hmm.
But he is a coach.
Okay. I'll let you slide with that one. Keep going.
That's all they got.
Okay. All right. My turn. I'm gonna throw you out my 5.
Go ahead.
In no particular order, because all these guys, I couldn't stand none of them at the time because I'm a Boston Celtics fan. But I had Hubie Brown, Jeff Van Gundy, Larry Brown, Pat Riley, and Tom Thibodeau. Those are the 5 best coaches that I saw from afar as a Celtics fan, looking at the way they handled their things and thinking that, okay, these dudes were handling something out. They did some work. They did some work. So we headed into the weekend, and I want to make sure
you didn't get my 5.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mark. Give me your
honestly, really quick, you have a lot of the same one. I'm not putting Larry Brown. Larry Brown was terrible.
He was.
He was terrible. He's a great coach.
Give me Phil Jackson.
I got Jeff Van Gundy. Pat Riley did a good job there. He just had to go up against Jordan. Got to say Red Holzman, although I never seen him coach. Hubie Brown was a good coach for the Knicks. He was a good coach. I'm gonna tell you who underrated was a good coach for them, and he didn't last long. It was Mike Woodson.
Mike Woodson was a good coach.
I forgot about Mike Woodson.
They gave him a year and a half.
He had 109 wins.
Yeah,
he had no players.
Yep. Yeah, I forgot about him. That's a good one, bro. I forgot all about him.
54 win season.
Let me see if we got enough time in here. Yeah, you know what? We never get this question out on Friday, but I want to get it out before I ask the following question. What are you looking forward to doing this weekend, and what's your plans this weekend, Howie? And I'm gonna ask everybody, and then if we have time, then I'm gonna go back to today. Okay.
Well, tomorrow, it fell in my lap. I'm gonna be at the University of Michigan tomorrow, man, doing a festival, and I'm blessed to be able to be there for 3 hours. They need me for 3 hours, so I'm doing that tomorrow, man. So that's good. I was off this weekend, so now I'm at U of M, so I'm loving it.
Okay. Rodney Perry, what are you looking forward to the weekend? What's on your plate this weekend, and just whatever else?
Hey, man, it's the first week in June, and the wife is gonna give me some, so I'm excited about that. And I'm try to stay off the other list, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some vagina this weekend, bro.
Yeah, okay, there it is. That's a good thing. I ain't mad at you. Jay, give me your thing. What you looking forward to this weekend, bro?
Hey man, I have a lot of Geminis in my life, so I got a lot of birthday parties to hit up. Matter of fact, I was at a party last night up in Harlem. I'm going to another party in Midtown, and I'm gonna hit up a weed spot on Sunday. I'm partying all weekend, baby.
A weed spot. I love it.
It's a legal weed spot.
Not your boy's house.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Me, just plain and simple. I'm looking to relax this weekend and hopefully not stress out about nothing, because I don't want to stress about nothing. And hopefully I can relax.
You get some too.
I probably won't, bro. I probably won't. Yeah, I probably won't. Let's just look at the time. All right, man, because I thought Mark was going to be here. White Chocolate, you want to jump into this conversation, say something before you roll up out of here?
Hey, fellas, what's happening? Good to see everybody.
What up?
What is happening? All right, hey, look, what I'm looking forward to this weekend is
it's not you, it's just me.
This right behind me here, as my wife calls it, the Get-A-Mobile. I'm looking forward to going out Sunday and getting a cruise. I went to a car show last week, so it's car show season, and I'm happy about that. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
How fast is the car?
Yeah.
I think the speedometer goes up to 120, but I've only had it up to about 100, 105.
Wow.
Faster than walking.
Only.
Well, what I like about that car is it just floats, and they don't make them like that anymore. So
yeah.
Only. All right, so before we leave, Howie, Give me one counterfeit item that you purchased that you swore up and down was. Before we leave, we got to get this in here. We got to get this. Give me one that you were telling everybody was real. Give me one.
I promise you this though. I bought it back in the day. It was a pair. They were called NBAs. I don't know if you remember those, but they were actually the real NBA. But they had 4 stripes, and
The pro wings, baby.
no. They were called NBAs, like the real NBA.
God.
And they had 4 stripes, and I was like, no, these legit. They was like, nah, nigga, Adidas got 3 stripes. And I'm like, no, but these the NBAs. They was like, man, you perp. Hey, you know, Detroit, you perping, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you perping. I almost got beat up for wearing those.
Wow.
In real life, I almost got my ass beat for wearing some NBA 4-stripe tennis shoes. So,
Okay, well, save the other 4 for Monday. Rodney Perry, give me one thing that you remember that you wore that was counterfeit, that you purchased, that you swore was real.
I mean, it wasn't even clothing, man. I'm at Walmart, right? And dude came to me, he's like, "Yo, I got a sound system, you know, blah blah blah, you know, and it fell off a truck. You can buy it from me for $50. It's like a $500 system." I was like, "Nigga, done." So I buy it. It's a box of bricks.
Oh, you got with that? Wow.
Old school.
Oh.
That's old school. That's the gimme. Yeah. Wow.
I'm like, man, this is a heavy ass box. He's like, yeah, I know, right? It's crazy.
Wow. All right, they get everybody with that every now and then. Jay, give me your one thing that you swore up and down was real.
When I was like in 6th grade, man, so my mom used to always hit up these garage sales, right? So she'd be buying like a lot of secondhand stuff. It wasn't that it wasn't real. She got me this dope polo shirt, the button down long sleeve joint. It was dope. But I tried when I went to put it on to try it on, it buttoned up on the left hand side.
The girl shirt.
I said, "Mom, why this thing button on the left hand side?" She said, "That's because it's a woman's shirt."
Yep.
Wow.
I said, "I ain't wearing no woman's shirt." She said, "The hell you ain't." She was like, "When you get the button up, they don't know what size you button that damn thing on." You know what I'm saying? I wore that mug to school till I grew out that bitch, man. Walked around with a woman polo on, man. Damn.
But nobody knew, so you good. You good.
I wore some Gloria Vanderbilt joints jeans.
What? Rodney, you were hilarious. Steve, you got one? White chocolate, you got one?
I don't have anything off the top of my head right now, no.
Yeah, even if you did, you wasn't gonna say it, right? I wore some sneakers one time. I wore some Nikes. My mom went and got me these Nikes, and I said, "Mom," she said, "These are Nikes. I ain't see Nike on it nowhere. I ain't see nothing on it nowhere." She's like, "These are Nikes." Like I must have been in 4th or 5th grade, right when the first white ones came out, first white time. I said, "Okay, I guess they Nike." I went to school and everybody clowned me. They said, "You got on Bobos." I was like,
Firecrackers. We call them firecrackers, baby.
Now, you know, I was in the military. Right? And I still go to VA for certain stuff, right? So I go to VA, they give me Viagra, but it didn't make my penis hard, it made my leg hard.
We gotta go. Like, yo, thank you all for watching. The name of this show is called Box Seats. Howie, tell everybody they can follow you.
Hey man, I love it, man. Box Seats, Howie Bizzell, HOWIE Love you, man.
Rodney Perry, tell everybody how they can follow you.
Hey man, it's good to see you guys, man. Thanks for having me on, bro. Great show today. Rodney Perry live on all social media, man. Holla at your boy.
Yeah, there it is. And Jason, tell everybody out there how they can follow you, bro.
At JD Hayes on fan base, man. I'm always over there.
There it is, Steve.
Follow Frank and I on Boston Straight Shoes on Facebook and YouTube.
Thank you all for watching. The same show is called Box Seats. We'll be back Monday. Thank you all. We'll see you all then. Take care. Peace.